Hello and happy Tuesday, y'all. It is Technical Difficulty Tuesday. I hope that you can hear me right now. I think that we are officially live on Facebook. We'll see how long that lasts. We've been having some technical difficulties this morning, so I'm hoping that this will go a lot better than it did whenever we were on the green screen. Sometimes, it's just one of those days, right? It's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday, unfortunately. So let's get started. I know it's a big forecast today. We are tracking storms that are going to be popping up in Dallas by Wednesday afternoon, and then we're going to continue to see those tracking to the east by Thursday afternoon. Right now we've got some snow across the Great Lakes, pretty quiet elsewhere. Get to your graphics here. Your weather headlines today. High wind and hail in the forecast. Oh, this is silly. This isn't a snow cam. I'm just gonna, here, let's see. What should I name this? This is live radar. This is what you get whenever you have technical difficulties. They just kind of all pile up on each other. All right, y'all. Let's get to your headlines here. Hail and high wind in the forecast. Yes, we are tracking those storms across Texas and Louisiana over the next few days. We are also tracking heavy rain into the South Plains, like Oklahoma, expecting to see some pretty decent rainfall over the next few days in Oklahoma. So we are going to watch out for the flooding potential and snow squalls out to the east. So before we get into your full forecast, head over to raising-hail-tour.com. If you want to save money on your Raising Hail ticket, use code RHTTAYLOR10 to save $10 on your ticket. That makes it $15. We are very excited for the Raising Hail Tour. Derek's forecast, his hail forecast, is one of the biggest things about this tour, and we will be premiering it for the first time tomorrow, 1 week from today in Edmond. We're very excited for that forecast. It's the most accurate hail forecast you're going to get all year long. It's going to let you stay ahead of the competition. You're going to know exactly how to prepare for storm season before everyone else does. Now what you're seeing here is some of that snow moving into the Great Lakes, the Northwest, the Midwest, excuse me. We're watching for some cooler air to move out to the south and west here into places like Arizona, New Mexico, getting some snow here, but the rest of us are staying above average for this time of the year in terms of temperatures. And you know what that's going to do? That warm air and that moist air is great fuel for storms. So that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing storms pop up tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, and I'm going to try to get through some of this winter weather stuff really quickly so that we can get into the storms even quicker here. Okay, so going to kind of run through this. We've got some winter weather alerts out in California, winter weather alerts in Arizona to southern Colorado, and then we've got a winter storm watch, winter weather advisory, winter storm warning for a snow squall that's setting up in New York. Some high wind up in North Dakota as well. We've seen some pretty impressive snowfall totals in some of these areas. Others, like Flagstaff, just a few inches out there. Snow on the ground really is confined to the northern half of the U.S. We don't have too much down in the southern half except for in the Four Corners. The best snowfall total that we're going to see here is going to be out in southern Colorado, and we saw those winter weather alerts earlier out in southern Colorado. We are going to be watching for some of the highest snowfall totals to get down into places like Durango. We're going to see that out into southern central Colorado and north central New Mexico. So that's where you're going to see snowfall totals like 12 inches or higher in these areas. But that system that's bringing the good snow to Colorado is also going to bring storms to Oklahoma and Texas. So you can see this area highlighted, circled right here. This is a low pressure system that brought rain, much needed rain, to California. Now it's bringing snow to places like Arizona and Phoenix. It's also going to bring storms to Texas, rain to Oklahoma, and rain to Louisiana, storms to Louisiana. and then it'll track up to the north and east, bringing more snow to the Midwest. So let's take a look. I'm actually going to make this screen a little bit bigger here. I want you to be able to see this. Let's take a look at storms setting up in Texas on Wednesday. So today you may have a few sprinkles. By overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, you're going to see more of like a dreary, drizzly type of weather. Just that type where clouds don't budge. So sky coated with clouds, and it's going to be drizzly through most of tomorrow morning, most of tomorrow afternoon. Every now and then, you're going to start to see some storms set up. And it may be really hard to catch these storms setting. You won't be able to see them in the sky, right? You know, sometimes, some days, you can see those big bubbly cumulus clouds start to set up and produce some really, really photogenic storms. That's not what we're going to see tomorrow. It's going to be really difficult to see those big bubbly clouds start to set up because we're going to have a blanket of clouds that bring that drizzly rain, that drizzly weather in the morning. But sure enough, as we get into the afternoon hours on Wednesday, isolated severe storms, not everyone getting severe here. Isolated severe storms will start in southern Oklahoma and moving into northern Texas. This will continue to expand to the south as we head into the overnight hours Wednesday and into Thursday morning. You can see that line of storms that stretch anywhere from just to the east of San Angelo all the way paralleling with 35 here into southern Oklahoma. But where do we see the best chance for severe weather? Because as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be mainly a rain event and it's going to be isolated severe weather. That, I think, is answered really, really well with this significant hail model. Look at this. Primarily down to the south is where we see the best chance for storms, especially for larger hail. There's one area in particular that we have a really good chance for larger hail in between San Angelo and San Antonio. So this area, I think especially as we get into the late night hours on Wednesday and into the overnight hours, early morning hours on Thursday, that's where we see the best chance for a hail setup. So it'll be on the west side of San Antonio. So for all of you San Antonio roofers and contractors out there, where should you be watching? Where should you be prepared on Thursday morning to go do any surveying if we do have those storms? That will be to the west of the city. Go up the highway a little bit. Best chance for storms right there, highlighted in orange. Best chance for large hail, excuse me, that's what I meant. Best chance for large hail, highlighted right there in orange. You're going to see better chances for up to ping pong ball sized hail, and it may be isolated, but I think we're going to see better chances for large hail in this area. The farther east that you go into places like Dallas, Waco, and Austin, hail is still absolutely possible in this area. However, it's going to be on the smaller side, like the size of a quarter or even smaller. Your wind chance is also on the board. However, it's isolated. I don't think that we're going to see those really, really strong wind gusts, maybe 60 to 65 miles an hour. Again, max forecasted hail size, excuse me, up to ping pong ball sized hail. But again, it'll be in that area highlighted in orange, not in places like Dallas, Austin, Waco. I think it'll be in between San Angelo and San Antonio. Now, taking a look at tomorrow's severe threat, we're going to kind of compare the different hazards here. High winds are going to be on the lower side, a very low risk for tornadoes. Large hail is possible. It's in the medium category, so about a 3 out of 8. Flooding is definitely going to be a big hazard here. You're going to get some really good rainfall totals out of this storm, especially places from Dallas to southeastern side of Oklahoma and then into Arkansas. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. So if you were really to break down the hazards here, you look at anywhere Dallas to San Antonio, you're looking at isolated severe storms. If you look up to the north, Dallas to Oklahoma into Arkansas, you're looking at more of a rain event. As we head into Thursday, these storms continue to track to the east. Still a low chance by Thursday morning to get any sort of large hail along 35. It's a low chance. you can see the better chance for larger hail is anywhere between Houston and Baton Rouge, all the way up to Shreveport, right in the center of Louisiana. So I know we've talked a lot about Texas, but Louisiana is also a place that we are watching for larger hail. This is on Thursday. Thursday also, and I don't have a tornado map here, but it does have a better risk for tornadoes than we see on Wednesday. So just something to note there. We're still several days out, so of course we're going to have another forecast tomorrow and on Thursday that we'll talk about that tornado risk, but just something to note that we could see a higher tornado risk on Thursday. Your high wind, also a very low chance here, but it's on the board about 60 to 65 miles an hour. Rainfall totals, as I mentioned, if you look farther up to the north, here's your severe risk down here, and here's your rain up to the north. This is a big rain event from Dallas all the way down to the southeastern side of Oklahoma. Idabel, that sits right here, is going to have about 3.5 inches of rain, and that's going to be a very, very similar forecast for north central and the northern half, really, of Arkansas. Moving through some of these graphics here. So here's your future radar as we go into the overnight hours. I'm going to back this up right here. Okay, here we go. Thursday at noon, Texas, you're finally just about out of the rain by Thursday at lunchtime. Thursday dinner time, you should be in the clear. So your Thursday evening commute should be a lot better than that Thursday morning commute. Storms will continue to track to the east. There's your risk from Houston all the way to Baton Rouge. What did we say earlier? Lafayette. We're expecting storms to be most promising between the southeastern side of Texas into north central side of Louisiana. But that's not all. We also have showers, just a really good rainmaker that goes all the way up into Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, some snow farther up to the north into the Midwest and Northeast. And then if you look back to the Northwest, you're going to see even more snow incoming down to the plains once again. But that's next weekend. We don't have to worry about that now. We're talking about the storms right now. As I mentioned earlier, we're a bit warmer down to the south. You've got that warm and moist air that's really fueling these storms. There's your low pressure system holding some colder air with it, starting from California, now moving into the Four Corners, continuing to track to the east as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. There's your setup for those storms Wednesday night into Thursday morning. It's pretty warm. Look at that. Thursday morning, I know it'll be rainy, so you really can't get outside, but at least this may give your heater a break, just a little break. You can't go outside and enjoy this nice weather, but 50 degrees by early Thursday morning, I'll take it. Thursday afternoon, that's whenever you need to get outside because we're in the 60s, upper 60s in Dallas. It's finally stopped raining as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, and those temperatures, they look really nice. It does get colder on the backside of this system. You can see some of that cold air start to move down from the north and west into the central and south central portion of the U.S. So temperatures drop just a little bit by Friday, not too much there. Pretty cold waking up on Saturday morning, and temperatures on Saturday return to the 50s, at least here in Oklahoma City. Taking a look at the extended outlook into the first week of February. Can you believe it? We're in the last few days of January now. So we're talking about the first week of February now. February 2nd through the 6th, it looks like we have a better chance to be above average down to the south on the southern side, southern half of the U.S., and then a better chance to be a little bit colder up to the north and west, which makes me think, okay, if we're colder up to the north and west, and then wait for the graphic, wait for it, we have a better chance for moisture, whether in the form of rain or snow, then are we going to get a pretty decent snowstorm out of this? It's possible. It's definitely possible, especially this time of the year. So we'll be watching for those above average rain or snow fall totals, but we're still so far out from this that we're looking into next week at this point, about 10 days out now. All right, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for holding out with us and staying patient through our technical difficulties this afternoon. Sometimes we just cannot fully control what our technology throws at us, very similar to the weather. We can't control what the weather throws at us either. So thanks for staying patient with us. We, of course, are going to work our hardest to get this forecast out to you. Our Mets behind the scenes will also be mapping our storms as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. So, of course, make sure that you are staying up to date with your hail trace maps. And if you need hail trace maps, you can call us. Here's your number right here. 855-334-4245 if you're interested in more information on our maps, whether hail, wind, or tornado. Give us an email at info@hailtrace.com or head over to hailtrace.com for more information. Also, follow us for more forecasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, LinkedIn. If it's a social platform, we're probably on it. All right, have a fantastic Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox. We'll see you back here, hopefully for your full forecast on the green screen. Hopefully we can get back into the swing of things tomorrow. We will be live at noon. See you then.